Welcome to Stronger by the Day, achieving a balanced life through faith, family, and fitness. I'm Brett, your online coach, and I'm here to help you unlock your full potential and achieve your lifestyle goals. Join me each week as I analyze and interview experts and everyday heroes who transform their lives through a balanced approach. We'll tackle topics like spiritual disciplines, time management, workout routines, nutrition hacks, mental wellness, and everything in between to help you live your healthiest and happiest life. So grab your water bottle, put on your sneakers, and let's get ready to sweat, learn, and grow together.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So this week, we're going to talk about fitness and how that impacts your life. And, most people, they define fitness by, what they see in the mirror, their abs, their arms. I'm on a scale, which, by the way, weight is a stupid measure. How a shirt fits, how much they can bench. But who cares? The busy professional, especially men trying to lead well at work and then again at home, like we talked about, the definition is just narrow. It's small because what good is looking fit if you have no energy for your family? What good is being strong at the gym if you're short-tempered under pressure? Mentally foggy by the afternoon and spiritually running on empty, just all day long. It's just not good. Like, what gives a body that looks powerful if your life still feels fragile? I mean, so today I want to challenge the way we think about fitness. I don't, and I do fitness for a living. I don't believe fitness is mainly about appearance. I just don't. I believe it's about capacity. It's about whether you've got the energy to show up, resilience to endure under pressure, and the stewardship to care for the body God gave you. And that way you can serve the calling as well. Let's redefine it today. Fitness is not about abs. I mean, I've competed on stage. I had 8-pack abs. It was cool, but that faded fast and I was actually drained. It's really going to be about energy, resilience, stewardship. And, I believe that a lot of men chase the wrong version of fitness, or they just ignore it completely. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. It's too hard. Some people make it fitness an idol. They chase appearance, attention, and performance. Okay. Other men, they right off say, oh, I'm too busy. I don't have time for that. I've got too much going on. I'll get back to it later. Candidly, neither one's the answer. Because when fitness is in the right place, as we talk about, it's become a tool. It helps you lead better. It helps you think clearer. It helps you stay present. Even helps people who count on you. Like, you're just better. So let's break it down like this. The first thing fitness gives you is energy. When I say fitness, I want you to think about energy before aesthetics. Do you have the energy to start your day with intention instead of just complete chaos? Do you have the energy to focus at work, without living on caffeine and stress? Do you have the energy to come home and just be present or listen, engage, lead, have patience? A lot of men they're technically, quote, getting through the day, but they're not leading through the day, dragging themselves through it. They wake up tired, they sit most of the day, they eat whatever's convenient, they power through on caffeine, monsters, coffee, whatever they got. And then they crash at night and then they got nothing left but the people they love the most. And I've been plenty guilty of that. And then they think, I need some motivation. A lot of times you don't need more motivation, you need better rhythms. Your habits are either creating energy or they're draining it. And that's where fitness matters. A good fitness routine should support your life. It should be fit in your life. It should not compete with it. If your plan leaves you wrecked, moody, injured, whatever, exhausted, it might look impressive, but it's not wise. If your workouts are so intense that you're not, you got nothing left for your wife, your kids, your work, or your spiritual life, then your routine is just it's not serving your calling. For a busy man, fitness should increase capacity. It should help you sleep better, think clearer, handle stress better, move better, recover faster, help you get through the day, with more strength and more steadiness. That means that, the simple things matter. Strength training a few times a week, walking daily, eating enough protein, 1 gram per body weight or 100 grams, wherever you got, drinking more water, gallon, 120 ounces a day, getting to bed at a decent time, getting some sleep, waking up at a decent time, do mobility. So your body, you actually feels usable. Like, you get old, things just don't start working like they used to. You got to work out. You got to work to be able to move. That all may not sound flashy, but that's real world fitness, and that's what busy men need. Stop training for the photo. I mean, you get the flex and whatever, and that's all great. Start training for the life. Train so you have energy to pray, energy to work, energy to lead, energy to love people. Just love them well. That's fitness. Now, the second part of fitness is resilience, because life, it's not always living in our ideal conditions. The counter is going to get disrupted. Kids going to get sick. Things are going to happen. Or at work, it's going to get heavy. It's going to get harder. Travel's going to happen. I used to travel. It's hard for sure. Keep that fitness routine going. Stress going to come up. Got to control that. You're going to have seasons where pressure just feels relentless. So again, I talked about earlier this week. Question is not, can I be perfect? The question is, can I stay steady? Can I track progress? Can I keep growing and moving every day? And that's resilience. Fitness is not, it's not just how you train on your best day. Anybody can be great on their best day. It's how well you hold ground on your hard days. Resilience means a bad day doesn't become a bad month. They do a bad year. It means, when the ideal plan falls apart, you still do something. You don't just go analysis paralysis. Maybe you missed the full workout, but you still take a walk. That's cool. Or maybe your meals aren't perfect. You don't feel you hit those macros, you're really tracking them, but you don't spiral for the rest of the week. You get one day off, you get back on track. Maybe you slept badly, tonight, whatever. Honestly, low intensity, but you keep the rhythm. That matters more than people realize, because all or nothing thinking is killing consistency for a lot of men. They say, I'll restart next week. And next week becomes next month. And the next month becomes next year. And before you know it, they don't remember what they were restarting. No. Resilient men, you learn how to pivot without quitting. And one of the gifts training it teaches you is over and over again, is you learn how to stay with discomfort. You learn how to keep promises to yourself. You learn how to recover from setbacks. I mean, when I'm competing or doing triathlons or whatever, I've always missing my training plan. But I got back on track. And I still got it done. And that consistency, not drama, that feeds into everything else in your life. So the man who learns to be steady with himself often becomes steadier in his faith, steadier in his mood, steady in his leadership, steadier under stress. But let me say this clearly. Resilience is not fake toughness. It's not pretending you don't need rest. It's not pushing through pain just to prove something. It's not working 18-hour days. That's not a flex. It's not ignoring what your body, your mind is telling you. Real resilience includes recovery. And a resilient man knows how and when to push, when to pause, when to rest. He knows that, walking is not weakness. Sleep is not laziness. Asking for help is not failure. It's actually maturity. It's a gift to ask. So, yeah, train hard when it's time to train hard, for sure. And if you got something coming up or whatever, you want to throw it down, get it done. But also, recover like a man, you're planning for the long haul, because resilience is not about surviving like one hard week. It's about building a life that, you can carry that responsibility that you have for years. And now the third word is stewardship. And this is where I think the conversation gets deeper. Your body is not your identity, but it is your instrument, for sure. In other words, your body is not an ornament to just impress people. It's an instrument to serve people. Say it again, not an ornament to impress people, but an instrument to serve people. It's part of what God entrusted to you. That means we should never worship the body, but shouldn't neglect it either. Scripture tells us, bodily training has value, not ultimate value, but real value. And I think a lot of men need to hear that. Taking care of your health is just not shallow when your motive is right. It's saying, I want to manage what I've been given in a way that helps me serve. You train so you can serve. You eat well so you can think clearly. You sleep so you can be patient. You build strength so you can stay available. You care for your health so you're not handing your family the leftovers of all your energy. That's stewardship. Vanity asks, how do I look? Stewardship asks, how am I showing up? Vanity says, body exists to impress people. While stewardship says, my body exists to support my calling. And that shift, that mind shift, that changes everything, because once fitness becomes stewardship, you stop chasing extremes. You don't need to look like a fitness model. If you do, great. Nothing wrong with that. But you don't need to be in the gym 3, 4, 5 hours a day. You don't need your whole personality to become meal prep and macros. You just need to stop neglecting what matters, because unmanaged health eventually is going to touch everything. And I mean everything: your mood, your focus, your marriage, parenting, confidence, your spiritual rhythm, your longevity. Stewardship is not about perfection. It is about responsibility. It's about saying, God gave me this body, this season, this assignment, and I'm going to take care of what he gave me. I'm taking care of my health in a way that helps me be faithful to what God called me to do. And that's a stronger motivation than any vanity, and it'll last a whole lot longer too. So, make this practical. This week, stop asking, and maybe not, but if you are, stop asking, how do I look? Ask better questions. Like, do my habits create energy? Do my habits build resilience? Do my habits reflect stewardship? That's a much, much better scoreboard than how do I look? On a scale of 1 to 10, how do I look? Like, who cares? Do I have energy? Do I have resilience? Am I fostering the stewardship to do what I need to do? If you need a simple starting point to do that, here it is. Move every day. Lift a few times a week. Eat like you need energy and like that energy actually matters. Sleep like you need to recover. Recovery matters. Clears your mind, clears your brain, makes you more patient, makes you more ready to go take on that next day. And keep fitness in the proper place, under faith as our guide, and service of our family, and how it is aligned with our purpose. That's what we're here after, right? We're not here for obsession, not vanity. It's not all or nothing, but we're here and we're talking about fitness, and we're using fitness for energy, resilience, stewardship. Here's what I would like you to take away from today. And this is not about abs. If you got abs, like I said, I've been there, I had them, and that fades real quick. Fitness is about having energy to show up. Truthfully, when I had abs, I was tired. I was not nourished. I was dragging. Fitness is about the resilience to show up, resilience to endure, and the discipline to steward your body well. That's the kind of fitness that, helps men lead. That's the kind of fitness that lasts. And that's the kind of fitness worth building. So don't chase the mirror this week. Chase your capacity. Build that kind of strength that helps you be present in your faith, present with your family, and prepared, and most importantly, prepared to do the work you've been called to do. Because when you get your order right, you become the man you were made to be. And you do that the same way every time. One choice, one habit, one day at a time. So in this episode, I spoke to you, share it with another man who needs to hear this reminder. And remember, fitness is not self-worship. It's stewardship. Enjoy the journey. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for tuning into Stronger by the Day. I hope you found today's episode inspiring and packed with actionable tips to help you on your fitness journey. Remember, every step you take is a step towards a healthier, happier, and stronger you. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. For more resources, tips, and to connect with me, visit us at dmv.fitness or on Instagram at dmvfitness2025. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode and what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. Until next time, stay motivated, keep moving, and remember, you've got this.